Welcome to Straight Outta Jersey. Today's podcast is brought to you by Ace Sunglasses. Go to acesunglasses.com.au to purchase some of the best shades around. Use promo code MRG30 and receive 30% off selected brands. That's Ace Sunglasses, the shades of true champions. And don't forget to subscribe to Straight Outta Jersey, hosted by Jersey Jay-Z. Powered by the Zapata brand studio. Straight Outta Jersey with Jersey Jay-Z and the freak of New York, Gregg Valentino.
What's up, guys? Joe Zapata here with my man, my boy, my best friend there, Gregg Valentino. How you doing, Gregg?
What's going on, Joe? I got the friggin' Ace sunglasses on right here, baby.
Yep, Frank and Shannon. They run the company. They own the company. They're hooking us up big time. We got some things that we're going to make happen with them. But we got the glasses. They're great glasses. You have them on right now.
Lee Priest, my boy Lee Priest wears them all the time. And he's the one who said to Frank, yo, you got to get Gregg because he knows Lee knows that my eyes are bad. You know what I'm saying? So especially with sun. So, I have a real problem with it.
Yep. Let's say hello to some people in the chat. We got John Mancini. Fitness is there. What's up, John? We got Skip Mulligan, and then we got Jeremy Scott, who I'm going to talk about, and Candy.
Jeremy, how you doing? Jeremy, I saw your pictures. I think I remember meeting you in Strong and Shapely Gym. I think I remember, you being
I'm going
there.
to show you a picture.
I remember you.
So Jeremy's going to come on the show. He's got a great story, great comeback story. He went to prison, but I'm going to let him tell his story. He went to prison and he come. That's a picture of Jeremy right now. He's jacked. What do you think of his? He's got a great physique.
I like his physique. He's not. He's got the kind of physique chicks like too. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a good-looking guy. Chicks like him. You know what I mean? Like I remember him. He's tall too. He's like he's not. I'm telling Jeremy. I think I remember you. I remember you. There was a couple guys with you though. I remember being there. I remember meeting him with Bob.
Yeah, he's living in Baltimore, but he's going to come on. He's got a great story. He went to prison, spent about 4 years in the penitentiary, got working out in prison, and reading, I guess, your magazines, Ramblin' Freak, and starting to learn. And while he was in prison, he started to lift, and he got really big. He got railroaded with his story, and he's going to tell us about it. He went to prison because things didn't work his way, which he should have been not went to prison for, but I'm going to let him tell his story. He's got a great story. He's a great guy, great supporter of ours, and he's going to come on the show probably like next week.
Jeremy, 5'8" to me is tall. I see you at 5'8". I'm telling you, I remember. Didn't I met you at Strong and Shapely? Am I correct? I remember you. You look exactly the guy I see in my head. I'm pretty sure it was you.
John Saldy's there. John Saldy's there. He's also here.
John, how you doing, man? John Saldy.
Jeremy Scott. Yeah, Jeremy said he's 5'8", so he's about my height, But yeah, I'm going to show that picture again for him for people that want to see what Jeremy looked like. I mean, he's got a great physique, That's him right there. He knows Rick Drayson. He was on Rick Drayson's show years ago. Rick
was a great guy. God rest his soul. I used to make Rick laugh. Whoop, I'm stuck over here. I used to make Rick laugh his ass off. I had a good time with Rick. Is that your brother I see?
Yeah, as George, bro ain't 5'8". He'd say me. George says that I'm 5'2". That's because George says he's 5'3" or something. I'm like, George, you're not 5'3".
George, you're not 5'3".
George is like, I'm 5'3".
No, George, you're not 5'3".
So, Gregg, John wants to know how you're feeling after post-surgery.
I feel really good. I just saw my doctor today. Joe, did I send you? Is there a way for you to post my doctor's picture up or no? If I send it to you on Instagram.
I can't do it right now.
Huh?
But yeah.
How did you post it?
I can't post it right now.
Oh, you can't post it? Okay.
I got to put it in, save it into my stream, and then I can show it. But
or what if I send it to George? You know what I'm saying? My doctor is a good-looking girl, bro. Let me tell you something. She's only in her late 30s, but what a great doctor. I feel phenomenal. I had a freaking organ removed, and I feel phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? She's great. I just saw her today. She's like, you can start lifting now. And I said, Mama, I started lifting a week and a half ago. I was lifting with stitches. You know, I still got stitches. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I was lifting weights, you know. But I know how to do it where I'm not going to stress that, you know.
Yeah. Anthony D is on. Anthony's here. He said,
Wait,
Greg, how you feeling?
Okay. Anthony, what's going on, man? Anthony's my boy. Congratulations to your boy again, Anthony.
Yes, exactly.
But
And
Anthony's another Jersey guy. But yeah, so no, I feel really good. I mean, you know, you get an organ removed. It's, you know, it's a little crazy. You know, you get a little bit of the diarrhea here and there, but my body's adjusting to that, you know. Because like my biggest worry is you know, like going out to the friggin' Alabama, flying on a plane, and then the shit bubble hits you, and you're like, oh no, you know, because when you gotta go, and that's one of the things of having. First of all, I'm a Valentino, so shit my brains out all the time. Let me see. You might be able to see it. That's my doctor right there.
that's still, yeah, I see it. That's her doc. That's Greg's
That's
doctor.
my doctor right there.
Yes.
She's a very cute girl, man. Really cute, phenomenal doctor. I didn't know she was as like she's got like 5 stars, so she's a really good doctor. You know, but
you walk into the office looking for the prostate exam.
You ain't kidding. I told her I don't want a finger up my butt. I want the whole fist. I'm kidding. But my girlfriend's in there. I'm making jokes all the time. My girlfriend's just sitting. You know, we laugh. You know, but you guys got to know me. There's a lot of stuff I can tell you, but I can't even say it here because I don't want Joe to get
Brian Paulo, what's up, Brian?
Brian, what's going on, Brian? But you know, the only thing what's that?
Red meat. Anthony D said, "Are you a red meat eater?"
Anthony, I eat red meat like you eat tomato pie. You know what I'm saying? I love red meat, bro. Yes, I'm a red meat and pork. It's red meat, pork, and then the rest of the shit, forget it. You know what I mean? Like a chicken, turkey. I've been eating nothing but turkey because, you know, I had the gallbladder thing. And before that, see, what you guys don't understand is I had what's called an ERCP. If you remember, I was in the hospital. I almost died in February because the 2 stones came out of my liver, my
Yes.
What the hell you call that thing? I just got. What am I, Joe Biden? Out of my fucking my gallbladder.
Yeah, belly button.
Yeah, it came out of my gallbladder and it went down like what they call a tree, whereas all your bile ducts meet, and then it blocked it. So everything went back up into my liver and into my pancreas. So I had bad pancreatitis. I actually have walled-off necrosis in my pancreas, which is, you know, it's healing, but it's not a good thing. And then my liver was like a football. It was so bad that if I laid on my stomach, it felt like I was laying on a softball. You know, it's that bad. It was sticking out of my stomach. And they could not, when they did the ERCP, they went down my throat and they had to take out the stones or I was going to die. That's how bad it was because the bile backs up and you're poisoned. I had all kind of poisoning going on. You have no idea. My skin was as yellow as a banana. So my doctor came in and she's like, look, I can't take your gallbladder out now because now it's going to be a major surgery if I do it. So let's wait, you know, a couple months, heal, and then I'll take it. So that's what we did. We healed. And now, but so I'm just starting to introduce red meat back to me, Anthony, you know, because I'm a red meat eater big time. I can't, I've been living on friggin' turkey, chicken, and more turkey, more chicken. I can't eat that stuff no more, man. It's like, oh, I just look at it. You know, my girlfriend's like, let's make a turkey burger. And I'm like, I ain't eating that no more. I can't eat it. I'm drinking friggin' muscle milks and like Ensure Max, because that's what they were giving me in a hospital.
Remember the scene in Bigger, Faster, Stronger? You're eating a steak. Remember, you're like, oh, you remember?
I was eating with my hands. I was Italian, you know. We stick our whole faces in there and we mush it around, you know. You have to have a little piece of meat and some grease around your lips and a little piece of meat on there, you know. Yeah, you gotta see my son. My son puts his fucking face. Sorry, I know you don't want me cursing to it. Puts his friggin' face in your friggin' food like this, and he eats like he goes like this from there. You know, I'm like, holy God, you're a gavone. My son's like a myostatin freak. He's really big. I mean, my son's almost 5'8". He's around 5'8", but he's a monster. He's got shoulders like Big Rammy, you know. And everybody's like, unfortunately, he's got this mug too. The poor kid, you know, he looks like me. But his calves are like Lee Priest. They're huge. They're freaking huge. Mm-hmm. And you know, everybody sees my sister-in-law. Is he on steroids? And I'm like, No, you know he's not. He doesn't even really lift weights. He was a deadlifting champion for a while when he was in the Army.
Yep.
But now he's just like, he's intelligence with the government. He's NSA intelligence. He does, digital forensics. But he doesn't lift like he used to. He's a monster. He's got like 20-inch arms, without even lifting. And he's curvy, enough fat. He's got those big hands. Like he's like one of those guys you went to school with. You call moose. You know what I mean? Like naturally, like big calves, big thighs, hands like friggin' baseball mitts.
Yep.
Anyway.
Jeremy is driving. He says, "What's up, Jeremy? Be careful." We're driving. Windward Attack. What's up? Windward Attacks. Joe and Greg.
Windward. What's going on, my brother?
Divorce attorney said, "Greg, would you rather Joe Biden be president again or eat fat chick's box?"
I would rather. Be honest with you, I'd rather eat a fat chick's box because I can't take Joe Biden as president anymore. I'm sorry. I mean, listen.
You think Trump's going to go to jail?
Listen.
I hope not.
I just want you guys to understand something really fast. Ken Langone, the owner of, and Ken Langone's a billionaire, and he's the biggest donor, one of the biggest donors to the Republican Party, right? And he was supporting Nikki Haley because he can't stand Trump. He used to like Trump, now he hates Trump, right?
I didn't tell you.
So now he's the owner of Home Depot. Now listen to what I'm going to tell you because there's a message I'm going to give everybody here. Follow me on this. So I had him on TV. And he's like, we got to stop the Trump. We got to stop. This is when Nikki Haley was running. So now Nikki Haley's out of it. Nikki Haley said, I want all my supporters and all my donors to support Donald Trump. We got to get this taken away from Biden. Now, Langone hates Biden, too. He doesn't like it. He's anti-liberal. He's far right. So now Jesse Waters has him on, right? And Jesse Waters is saying to him, listen, Ken, now that your girl, Nikki Haley's not in there, and you're a big donor to the Republican Party, you going to get aboard the Trump train? And he said, I can't do it. He said, I just can't do it. And Jesse Waters is like, what are you talking about? You can't do it. You have to do it. I mean, come on, we need you. You're a Republican donor. You want the Republicans to win. And he said, I just can't do it. I can't. And he said, well, what do you want, Biden to win? He said, no, I don't want Biden to win. I don't want Biden to win at all. So you want Trump to win? He goes, I just can't. I can't help him out. I'm sorry, I can't do it. And Jesse said what I always say. So what you're saying is your hatred for Trump is greater than your love for the country. So just because you don't like him as a person, even though you know he'll clean up shit and everything's be different, you'd rather see the country sink. You won't do anything to stop the hole in the boat because you don't like him. You follow what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of people. It's not that they like Biden, it's that, and they know he's no good, but come on, guys. I don't care, even if you're liberal. I have liberal thinking. Like, I don't give a shit if you're a tranny. You guys know that already. I don't give a shit if you're gay. I don't care about blacks with whites. I don't care about that shit. My kids are part black. But what I'm saying is, come on, man. They showed a video of when Trump was president. And it had nothing to do with it. There was a video of a guy in a food market, right? And he's walking by, and I'm looking, oh, shit, there's eggs, right? This was filmed in 2019. There's eggs, 77 cents in Walmart. 77 cents a dozen. I'm paying $6 here in New York a dozen for eggs. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that swine flu, bird flu stuff. It only happened when Biden became president? Same thing with gas. I used to get gas $1.82. $1.82. And BJ's over here was a steady 209. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying. So Ken Langone would rather see the ship sink than say, here we go, let's fix this. I don't care. You don't have to like his personality, but come on, man. You want to keep paying $6 for eggs? Soon it'll be 10. You remember when Trump was president, there was a $1 menu at McDonald's. I used to get the McDoubles. Dave Palumbo day. We used to get the McDoubles, right? They were $1. Now the McDoubles are I think $3.75 or $3.85 or something. When they were $1 before. Right? There's no more $1 menu on there. Mm-hmm. Dollar Tree's $1.25, and now they sell stuff that's in there for $5. Mm-hmm. You want that? Then vote for Biden.
John Mancini Fitness said Robert De Niro and The View are cheering away. Let me tell you something about Robert De Niro. So I had a bunch of Sopranos guys I'm interviewing. I know a lot of Sopranos guys personally. They've worked with De Niro, and they've told me personal stories about De Niro that I'm not going to really share, but he's an asshole.
Oh, God.
Big asshole. And he's a great actor. I mean, he's a fantastic actor. fantastic actor. But as far as who the person he is, he will not give you the time of day.
But
And he's dealing with other actors.
He was God to us. To Italian Americans, he was. Now we're like this. We don't even care. Forget him. He's an embarrassment. And you know what? If I was Joe Biden's family, I'd be like, listen, step out, get out now while you can, because history's not gonna look good on you, man. You're gonna look really, really bad.
Oh Jesus. Hey George,
what's going on?
What are you coming on here
That's
for?
George. That's
I'm going for a walk.
Okay, well, walk that way off the screen. Walk that way off the screen.
You got a bunch of questions down here.
Well, we're out some slowly, but Greg is going into some rants, you know.
Wait, what happened with his rant? Oh, Brian Pablo. Going
Brian
Pablo is my boy, Brian.
Greg turned 41 and done my lower back for first time with warm up squats.
Yo, get me off the screen then. Look at the country I'm in. I'm in the country. I'm in the country.
Hey George, I gotta ask you a question. George, I gotta ask you a question.
I'm lucky. What's your advice on minimizing injury? Listen, I'm a firm believer in warming up, but don't use weights to warm up. Put blood in the area. Do you know what I'm saying? Do some no-weight squats. You know what, Brian? I'll do a video just for you if you want, okay, on how to warm up like that. Be careful. Your lower back is no joke. You're talking to guys that have lower back problems. You know what I mean? Never ice it, though. I had a doctor that iced me, and I couldn't walk. I was like, then you got to put heat on there. You got to put heat. You got to use your NSAIDs if you have to. I know that's not a great thing, but, you got to loosen. It's spasm. That's all it is spasm. Don't listen to all these chiropractors. I have an electro stim machine here. My girlfriend does massage, so she gives me these massages every day. I mean, and she cracks my back. But you have to warm up correctly. Don't use weights. Don't do like, like hyperextension and shit like that. Don't do all that stuff, because you're going to pump the lower back and you're going to pre-exhaust it. Like almost like if you do biceps and you pre-exhaust your biceps, right? Yep. And then you go and do squats, you're going to pre-exhaust your lower back. So then when you squat, it's going to be a little bit weaker. Don't do that. Get blood throughout the whole area, okay? Get the blood in the legs, in the ass. Just do, as you move around, the lower back will warm up. I'll help you with that, Brian. I will help you, okay?
Yep. I'm
just telling you, be careful. Don't fucking pre-exhaust the lower back by doing like little deadlifts, maybe even light deadlifts or like hyperextensions, and we get back doing the back like that. Don't do it, especially with weights. You don't need weights for that. Don't do that, because you're going to pre-exhaust that area. You're going to beat it up a little bit, so now it's going to be weaker. You just want to get blood through everywhere else. I hate when guys walk in a gym and the first thing they do is bench press or press behind the neck for shoulders or squat. You can't do that, bro. You got to warm up first. But by doing, my friend was a bench press champion. He was a monster on a bench. And the first thing he used to do was go in there with light dumbbells and actually do a lot of dumbbell flies to just really blow up the air with blood. And there's a less of a chance of you tearing a pec. You go in there ice cold and you start benching, you could tear a pec,
My brother said Joe is on his knees a lot, so he definitely has back issues. Meanwhile, George was walking out of the woods with like 3 girls, little girls, like 13-year-olds.
George is over there with the corn stalks.
Yeah, he's in the corn stalks running around with the little guys. Oh, wait a second. John Saldy said he just had his 3 discs replacements.
Yeah, that's no joke, though, John. Be careful. Sometimes I know a lot of people have had back surgeries. And I'm not saying, John, that you didn't need it, but I'm saying that I have people, they've had back surgeries that even one of them, you might know him because you're from this area. Somebody who's popular from this area, John, so you might know him. But he's not a bodybuilder. But they've had back surgeries that really later on they regretted it. They didn't need it. So be careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can rehab your back. Definitely, I would constantly get it cracked. And fucking I use electro stim machine, bro. You can get them online cheap, but they work. You want to loosen up the muscle, and it's almost like if you pull blinds. You got blinds, and you pull a string like this, and one side of the blinds goes up, and the other side. That's what happens. That's why people walk like with their ass out and all like sideways like that, because one side of the lower back's pulling like that. So you have to be really careful. Warm up the whole fucking body. Dude, if you need to lay on a treadmill, If you sprinted on a treadmill for a little bit, and you don't have to sprint, but run at a good pace for even 10, 15 minutes, your fucking body will be warmed up. Trust me. Even for biceps, doesn't matter. You get your heart rate up and you get the blood flowing in your body, especially your lower body and everything else. You'll be ready to rock and roll on legs.
Yeah. Pat Fat attacks it. Can you bring on Big Lenny? I don't know about that. Windward attacks it. Just walking on your feet for more than 8 hours works your lower back. What do you want?
Yeah, I mean, but you want to. I understand what Brian's saying. He wants to warm up his lower back. You don't want lower back. Who doesn't have a bad lower back, especially a lifter? There's not a fucking lifter around who hasn't a back. What does that say? My 13. 14.
Jeremy had 13 or 14 is fused. Wow. My 13 or 14 is fused. Wow, that's crazy, Jeremy.
That's common though. You know what I mean? That's common. You just have, but you have to warm up the area. We make it worse by working out and throwing our back out and hurting it. As we get older, what's that say?
As we get older, it says as we get older, a good warm for core body is treadmill or bike for 8 to 10 minutes.
That's what I just said, Anthony. I just said the same thing. Get on that treadmill for like 10, 15 minutes and run at a good pace. You know what I mean? Get your heart rate up and get the blood into the whole body flowing, and you'll be warm. You know?
Yeah. You ever seen those pictures of Anthony? He's pretty jacked back.
I know Anthony. Yeah, I remember Anthony was jacked.
Big guy back in his day.
That's them tomato pies, right, Anthony? Anthony's a Goomba. He's one of us. He's an Italian boy. We love the tomato pies.
John Salter said, you're 100% right. I had nerves being crushed. Mine were herniated bad deed. Wow.
Yeah, herniated. Right. That's the herniated. But, you can fix that, too, by constant. If you get a good chiropractor that knows how to knock that stuff back in, but you got to do it. You have to go all the time, and you have to rehab yourself. You got to really take care of yourself and really warm up. Just like when I see baseball players and stuff, and they're sitting on a sign, they're stretching like that. That's fine. But you got to run before you stretch. You should just go running a little bit, get the blood flowing, and then stretch a little bit. So when you're ready, I'm an expert in this area. This is my shit. You got to warm up. Though. I don't do anything without warming up. Even when I do the infamous delt workout, I do everything backwards. You want to get your delts big? Do it backwards. Start off with rear delts. All right? Don't go in the gym and just, okay, I'm going to do delts. Sit there with a friggin' shoulder presses, start shoulder press. That's bad. That's really bad. You got to warm up with, do rear delts first. It works great. Even biceps. I do, put some blood in there at first, Put some blood in the area first. I'll do more. I'll do some workout videos. Me and Joe are going to go to the gym.
Me and Gregg are going to do workout videos soon. Ruben Sanchez, what's up, Jay-Z, from Ethan and me? What's up, Ethan?
Ruben, what's going on, my brother? Ruben commented on that picture of me and Sean Ray back in like 30 years, 40 years ago. I think it was like 1986, 87. Sean Ray was like 20. I was like 20-something. I was like 26. I'm talking about, like, if you guys wonder what I'm talking about, if you go to my Instagram, I just posted a picture of me and Sean Ray, and we look like two gay homosexuals in that picture. Everybody's like, where do you have your hand and where does Sean have his hand? We're sitting at a dinner table together. We're at dinner. And, it's on. Huh? It's on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram. Oh, God.
That picture.
It was I was at a dinner. It was a party, like a party. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the dinner? No. It was one of those dinners like that the IPB used to have. That's the dinner where I saw Jim Mannion go to fist fight. What's his name? Vince McMahon. I was right there. Me and Bob Bonham and Mike. I was with Mike Quinn. Mike Quinn jumped on Jim Mannion and what's his name? Grabbed the two. Steve Weinberger. And then we stepped over. Bob and I stepped in between. He wasn't moving. He was just standing there. Vince McMahon just stood up real slow like this. Well, Mannion was like a fucking thing, like that. That hold him back. It was bad. Mannion's not. Look, Jim Mannion is a tough guy. He's a tough guy, bro. Little story here. Jim Mannion wanted to buy Gold's Gym when Ken Sprague bought it. Way back, like 1980 or whatever it was. And when Ken Sprague bought it. And he bought it right under Jim Mannion's nose. Jim Mannion went into Gold's Gym and hit Ken Sprague, and then I think he knocked him out. And Ken Sprague said, I deserved it.
Mm.
So, and you young guys have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you, Ken Sprague was very big with the, in bodybuilding at the time, and he bought it from Joe Gold when Joe Gold was going sailing around the world. That's what happened. So,
yeah. Jeremy said he was a Honda technician for 20 plus years, bending over, working on cars that long jacked his lower back. Well, maybe you can work on Gregg's car, Jeremy.
Well, what you guys know is my daughter's a Honda technician. She's a mechanic. It's like she's like semi-mechanic. She doesn't do all the stuff. She mostly works in a parts department, but sometimes she fixes cars for Honda. And my daughter's also an MMA fighter. She's insane. But
we got to get her fight.
She's gonna have a boxing match in a little bit, so we'll have to.
We have to film something over there.
Yeah, we'll film it. She's tough. My daughter's tough. She don't care. She's
what else we got? Let's see. Let's see. Always, what is it? We got John Mancini saying, "I got that feeling too, George." ESPN pulled advertising already. Oh, that must be talking about the McConnor fight, the Conor McGregor fight. What do you think about that?
Well, I thought it was the Tyson thing. It didn't Tyson, or is it Conor McGregor?
Tyson's being pulled right now, but I'm trying to keep up. Gregg's cars keep running through, though, fine. Yeah, your cars keep running fine.
No, Winmore, let me tell you something. My cars are held together with spit and I don't know what else, rust. It's Jimmy the Bull. Jimmy Pelletier breaks my chops about that all the time. Look at that car, bro. I've been in his Jeep. Jimmy's Jeep is beautiful. But my car, he left. My Honda has crank windows.
Yeah.
The crank window, you try to crank it, and they're like this. And then two of them broke off because you try to crank it like this, and the thing breaks off. So the back two windows don't even open. You know? The crank window, I think almost 300,000 miles on it.
Yeah. Joseph Shalinga says steroids are American as apple pie.
Yes, they are. I told my doctor today. She's like, "You gonna hit the babanya there?" And I'm like, "I already did."
Are you talking about the hot doctor?
Yeah. She's
gonna hit the babanya and then hit her. I
told her, "Oh, dude, I'd live in the bathroom a week just to smell one of her farts." But dude, you never picture a really hot girl throwing a fart, right? You can't picture like somebody like Amber. Well, Amber Heard. I wait. Better than Amber Heard. You know my girl's. What's her name there? What's that little girl I like?
Your mother-in-law?
Huh?
Your mother-in-law?
No. My mother-in-law is a nice guy. What's that girl I like? The singer there. What the hell's the singer? The little one there. The one the Italian one. The little.
Ariana Grande.
God. I would talk about her. What's her name?
Grande. Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Thank you. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me.
John Mancini knew that. Yes.
Yeah, Ariana Grande, bro. Let me just tell you. I can't picture Ariana Grande going, and it's stinking. I would be like, look at that. That's like fresh baked chocolate chips or fresh baked bread. That's beautiful. You know what I mean? Can you do another one? Wait, let me put my face down there. Now, I love her. You can't picture somebody like that getting boogers or waking up with bad breath or farting and stinks or taking dumps like a big thing in a toilet. I was like, oh, man.
Brian Pablo's going back to work. All right. Take care, Brian. Thank you.
Brian. Yeah, I'll do, if you need help, ask me. I'll help you with that stuff.
Jeremy wants to know, Gregg, did you ever talk about suspension? Have you ever did that?
Test suspension?
Yes. I know that shit hurt going in.
You know something? I used to sell it. I don't think I ever did it. Isn't that crazy? It's one of the few drugs I didn't do. I never did growth hormone, and I didn't do insulin or any of that stuff. But I did. I like propionate, that was the one I used to really bang in. Propionate because it's fast. I did have suspension, but I don't know why I didn't use it, to be honest. And now that I'm thinking about it, I used to sell it, and when I would get it, it would sell fast. So, I think I'd rather make the Schgadol from it and just use the propionate because propionate is pretty quick acting too. But I've seen a friend of mine that I saw on Monday, and then I saw him on Thursday, and I was like, dude. What did you do from Monday to Thursday? Like, what happened there? And it was suspension. He was banging that suspension in him. And I sold it to him. But, that was a long time ago. You know what I mean? You're talking, that was the 80s and stuff. Not the 80s. I wasn't selling drugs in the 80s. It was the early 90s. You know,
Wow.
I was
That
now
was-
when I sold that stuff.
Wow,
Right.
wasn't that? Did Steris make that? Did Steris make that?
No, I got where did I get it from? It was in ampules. I was getting it in ampules. I forgot where I got it from. I used to get it from this Polish guy that I used to deal
You're
with.
getting your shit all overseas.
I got everything. Yeah, you know, you name it, I got it. I was busted with real power bone from France, the real stuff.
Yes.
Them cops were walking around jacked after that. Now I was busted with so much stuff, dude. I had a bottle of 1,000 Viagra, and back then they were $10 a pill, right? For 1,000, that's, you know, you do the math on that, it's $10,000. The cops took it, right? They didn't claim it. When I was in court, I had to go to court. They never claimed that Viagra. So it means they were
that's a lot of money.
Stuff around. They were like, "Ooh, shit," you know.
Water-based always hurts. Joseph Shalinga says.
Yeah, you know what though? You can get abscesses really fast from water-based, especially idiots that shoot it under the skin. Don't shoot that under the skin. You stick that shit deep in the muscle, you know. But
I can't believe people shoot that shit in their fucking quads.
Dude,
Why would
I could ever. One time, when I first started doing the babanya, I shot a Russian sustanon in my thigh, and I swear to God, I couldn't walk for days. And I said, I'll never, ever, ever do that again. And it was funny, just the needle going in hurt so bad. And once you shoot that shit, one time, and I shot it on the top of the thigh, not on the side, but on the top, which is supposed to be the better place to. And bro, I could not move. I said, I'll never, ever, ever, ever do that. I remember I had to go to a wedding and I had to walk with stiff legs like this. I mean, it was unbelievable. Never, ever, ever would I do it again. So I just shot it up, dealt in freaking arms.
On your arms and everything. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. Anthony says, you remember seeing you, Gregg, in the streets at the Night of the Champions in a 6-button structure blue polo shirt with those huge arms hanging out.
Yes, Anthony. Yes, you remember that. Holy God. Yes, that's exactly what I wore. A button-down shirt with the sleeves cut. Yeah, I remember that too. I was standing out in front.
Yeah. Night of the Champions. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, I love that.
One of my friends shot shit in his quads and almost lost his leg.
I know a guy that shot it in the cat. You know what's funny? I know a guy that shot it in his butt. It was one of Bob Bonham's friends, and he shot it in his ass, and he hit that nerve. That's if you don't shoot it up where the pocket is, you shoot it right in. He hit the side nerve, and he not only fainted, but he couldn't walk for like 2 days. I'm talking about like paralyzed. They had to take him to the hospital and stuff. Yeah, there's no joke, man. You can't do that.
Wow.
Greg, do you remember Jimmy?
John Mancini says. Jimmy Mentis? Do you remember him?
Jimmy Mentis is a good guy. Yes, I do remember. Jimmy's a big, tall guy, too. He's a big guy. I remember Jimmy Mentis. He's got some broad shoulders.
Who is Jimmy?
Jim Mentis.
Who is that?
Florida. He's from Florida. He's a good guy. He's more old school. Yes. Yes, the Beacon Theater, Anthony. Yes, I love the Beacon Theater. I love those shows. I loved the Night of Champions was my favorite show. It was always in the month of May or June. It was always nice and warm, and you were just getting over that winter shit, and it was great. And the guys who won the Night of Champions used to go on to either win the Olympia or come damn close.
Mm-hmm. Wow. John Mancini Fitness said absolutely. He was on the podcast today.
What podcast?
I don't know what podcast. John, what podcast was he on?
Tell him I said hello. I know Jim. Jim's a good guy.
Gregg, we were talking today about Wes Watson. Obviously, you were looking about him.
Till yesterday. It was yesterday I saw a video with that guy. I don't know what to think. I don't know. I mean, I like Colby Covington. You know what I mean? I feel like he's kind of just trying to do that thing, I don't know if that's an act. If you're playing the bad guy and everything, I don't know if that's an act. Mm-hmm. Too many people, all this prison shit, it's like Sammy the Bull Gravano. Dude, Sammy the Bull's sitting there. First of all, he's the greatest rat that ever lived, right? But he's sitting there talking about, dude, we whacked this guy, we whacked that guy. You're talking about that these people have families. If he whacked one of my family members and I see him making money sitting back, now, there'd be problems. I'm just telling you. And I recently saw John Gotti Jr. talking about all these guys. You know, and he was like, listen, these guys, a lot of them are, talking. They're all cowards. If you knew them in person, you know what I mean? He said, Sammy's legit, but he said the rest of them, are cowards. I don't know what to think about all that stuff. All these guys with the jailhouse workouts, dude. If you're working out, it's working out. Arnold Schwarzenegger once said, it doesn't matter if you're working out for health reasons. It doesn't matter. Remember in the 80s, body sculpting,
Yeah.
Men's fitness, whatever it is, it's bodybuilding. Anytime you go in there and lift weights to improve your body and change your physique, it's bodybuilding. Since it's the guys in jail, the only difference is when you're in jail. Where I was, there was no weights. Okay, but I was only in the county jail, and I was arrested by Janine Pirro, Judge Janine. But we were fed, club fed. The reason why they call it club fed, those guys, there's pictures of Dave Palumbo sitting there chewing on a weed, sitting out on a grassy knoll with a picnic bench. There was none of that shit where I was. But some of these guys get to lift weights when they're in jail. Okay, others don't. But when you have nothing to do all day, everybody's doing push-ups, sit-ups. Okay, you're eating that fatty shit food that they give you, so you get, you're putting on weight. You know what I mean? You're eating all that starchy, heavy food. But there's no secret. It's not like, oh my God, these guys in jail, they have it. You know what the secret to them is? They have nothing else to do. They don't go to work each day. I know, I was locked up. We don't go to work. You're not going to school. You're not going to pick up your kid. You're not going to, you don't have to meet your girlfriend for dinner, whatever it is. You have nothing to do all day. So you follow the leader. One guy's doing a little bit of working out. He's sitting up, push-ups, all kinds of crazy pull-ups, taking garbage pills and doing side laterals with a garbage pill, whatever. So you do it too. But it's no different from what you do today. Maybe, less weights. Maybe you could do, but what you can do is you have all day. You have all day. You don't do anything. You're locked up. You're even in a jail cell. You're locked up all day. You sit in your jail cell. There's no TV set. There's none of that bullshit. You can only read so much books. So what do? You start doing sit-ups. You start doing push-ups and pull-ups and everything. That's why. So the key to jailhouse working out is you have all day to do something. You have nothing else going on. There's your key. But it's not like they have this secret. Yes. There's no secret. Working out is working out. Gabish? Yeah. Gabish. Okay? Working out is working out. You don't need to do all this. So when I see these guys, on the internet, it's a whole mystique. Yeah, bro, I think, we were in a jail cell. We were killing those. We were stabbing them. I did 10 years. Dude, okay? Please. I've been locked up. You're not going to bullshit me. The guys I was locked up with, a lot of them are good guys that just did some fucked up things, you know what I mean? But then there was assholes, you know what I mean? And everybody's full of shit. They're all liars. They're all liars. I'm the only guy that was in jail saying, dude, I'm the biggest asshole. I fucked up. Nobody else took charge of what they did. No, I didn't get it. I was only in here because, Joe Zapata, ratted on me or my friend or my girlfriend, wait till I get out. Bullshit. Anyway.
So my brother says, is Jimmy going to come on and talk about conspiracy theories? Well,
Jimmy?
Maybe. Jimmy the Bull.
Dennis, that's your other brother. Hey, Dennis, what's going on? Hey, Jimmy, listen, when you guys don't understand it, they believe that Jimmy believed that. That's no joke. When Jimmy says stuff like, the earth is flat. I've been with Jimmy many times. We have dinner. He means that.
Yeah, he's really 100%.
He's not joking around, like he'll argue with you about that.
Yeah, we had an argument about that. Windward, Texas. Greg, did all that juice affect your sleep? I was on high test DECA and everything, and I
yes, it affects your sleep in a few different ways. Sometimes I was pinning myself so much, you get a little pain there, so you got to take like Advil or Tylenol. But the way it really affected my sleep is the body weight. I'm right now after surgery here, after my surgery, I'm like 175 or 170s and stuff, but I'm only 5'6". When you saw me before the surgery, I was 190. When I saw Joe last, I was like 190 something. But that's neither here nor there. Yep. When I was juiced out of my gourd, I was, the Babanya had me 278. So when you're that heavy, you try to lay back, you're choking on your own throat, and the breathing and all that stuff makes it hard to sleep. You wake up with, where you can't breathe. That's why some of these big guys sleep with sleep apnea.
Yep.
right? They get to sleep out. They got to sleep with sleep out. Sleep, dude. If you got to sleep with a machine because you're too jacked, you better stop doing that shit because that's not good for the heart. What happened? I work in corrections. They work
Anthony
out.
D said he works in corrections.
Yeah, Anthony. That's what I'm saying. When you have nothing to do, and you got to get up in the morning, right? And that's all you have to do. You get up in the morning, you get your meals, this, that, the other thing. What do you do all day? You sit around and either bullshit and look for trouble, or go to law library and all that crap, or you do push-ups, sit-ups, you do pull-up, or they work out. If they have weights, that's even better. But they work out all day. That's all they do that's your thing. Work out all day. That's why. Yep. And they eat all that nasty food, which is like eating TV dinners. That's what it was for me anyway. It's like nasty food.
Yeah. Anthony D said, yeah, John, they have a 1 hour yard outdoor a day if the cell dormant inspections pass and weather permitting. Wow.
Right. But even in the cell, they're doing push-ups in the cell, no weight squats. They find little things, hanging off the door frame to try to do pull-ups, whatever. Some guys are like, curling their bed or whatever. They're doing different things. Doing dips off the bed. You got to put your hands behind you and you put your legs on the floor and you're doing the bend. You do all that, but they're doing it all day. That's the key. There's no secret. Working out is working out. There's no secret. There's no secret.
Mr. G's there. Hey, what's up, Mr. G?
George, Mr. G's my boy.
Mr. G, let me know. You want to pop on and say hello.
George is my man.
George, yeah, he's got some great workout videos he's been doing with a bunch of guys. With
Captain Protein,
Charles Rosa.
Kitchen. Go to that right there, what you see, and you see all his workout videos.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to send Mr. G, I'm sending you the link, all right? Coming on any minute.
Georgie.
Greg, you keep talking. I'll be right back. I'm just going to send him the message.
Okay, I'll keep talking. So that's what it is, guys. It's just that when you see these guys on the internet, it's just that they have nothing to do all day but work out. That's it. And if you had nothing to do, there's no going seeing your girlfriend. There's no going to your mom or dad's house. There's no going to work. There's no going to school. There's no picking up your kids. There's no going to the mall. There's none of that stuff. It's just you in your room doing push-ups, sit-ups, finding other little ways to work out. But working out is working out. That's it. So I don't know about these guys on.
I said no.
And the true tough guys,
yes.
True tough guys don't sit back and tell you how tough they are. I can tell you that for a fact. Okay, I've been around some of the biggest savages you can imagine. Guys who will kill you in a second, and they're crazy. Mm-hmm. There's difference between this and crazy. Crazy's way worse than this. Trust me. Yeah. I was in jail with a guy who was literally about 5'2", 5'3". He's a skinny kid. He was young. I don't even think he was 20. And he used to do this reggaeton rap all the time. And nobody would say anything to him because he was nuts. Because he already took a plastic fork and stuck it through some big black dude's eyeball. You know what I mean? Because he's not. They're crazy. Forget it. You stay away from guys like that. But when you get these guys, I was in prison. I was in 30 fights. I stuck this guy. I did this. I did that. No, you didn't. All that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Just work out. You guys want to find out prison workouts? There's no such thing. Work out. That's all you have to do.
Yep, Mr. G, I sent you the link, so let me know. You should have it in your text in a minute. So, what is it? From 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Day room is open.
Right. Wait,
Dave Gibson. Dave Gibson, what's up? I worked in a jail with no weights, and these guys did sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups, and dips off their bunks.
That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I just said. Where I was, there was no weights. You know what I mean? We did push-ups, we did sit-ups. You pull up on a freaking door frame. You freaking do on your bed. You put your hands behind, and you do like bench dips. With your hands behind. I call them bench dips. With your hands behind you. Some guys do that in the gym. They put their feet up and have weights on there. You don't need your feet up on anything, and you don't need weights. You just put your feet off the floor and you push like this, and you're doing just a million things. You could put all books and stuff in your pillowcase. And you can stand there and curl them or do side laterals with your pillowcase. There's a million things you could do. But it's working out. And when you have nothing to do with the rest of your life all day, you have all day from the moment you wake up to go to bed, you have all day to do nothing. Nothing. That's what
happens. Right. We got a great man coming on. Here he comes.
There he is.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
Hey, I just came back from Long Island, New York.
Oh shit! You should have let me know. I would have met up with you.
I could. I had to fly. I had to fly because my client doesn't like drive. He doesn't like flying. So I flew up there and then I drove. We drove back.
Oh, you drove back. Okay.
Drove back. Holy shit!
Yeah, we drove. Which, by the way, I don't know.
I like your hat.
Well, but I got to tell you something. I was a celebrity everywhere I went across the country.
With the hat, yeah.
Black, white, green, gay, not gay. People came up to me.
There it is.
Because,
I swear to God.
Really?
but dude, I'm not. Listen, he should win by a landslide, but I don't think that they're going to let him win.
I don't think so either.
Gregg, it doesn't. Gregg, get involved. You're in New York, Gregg. Get involved in the election. Be a poll watcher.
I want to do that. I do.
Well, do it.
I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of
Right.
it. I still don't trust them. You know what they want to do? They want to stick him in jail, right? Even with Secret Service, and they want to pull a Jeffrey Epstein. Secret Service moves. They make a deal with somebody who fucking is crazy to kill him, and then Secret Service shoots the guy who kills him, and you'll never know what happens.
It don't matter. You remember Braveheart?
Yeah.
When they killed Braveheart and they took all his pieces and they put it all around the country.
Yes.
That's what happened. They galvanized that you couldn't kill the hearts of the people, the hearts of our whole country.
I had to
bring our whole country back.
But if they stick this guy back in election, you're
They're
going
trying to divide everybody by race, sexuality. It's all a bunch of BS. I know because you meet people all day long from all different walks of life. It doesn't matter if you're good or not good. That's how the way it works. Mm-hmm. They're trying to. They want to create that. It's not going to happen.
Yes, wow. Anthony D. Mr. G does look younger. Mr. G's George. How old are you? 60 what? 68?
I'm 66.
66.
You
and I are 2 years apart.
Yeah.
Okay. That's because all the training. You're losing the weight.
I finally got a training partner.
Oh,
okay.
You do?
Because all the other guys that I was training with were too small.
Right.
They're 140, 150. So now I got my friend John. He finally lost. He's 230. He's a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's had like 20 boxing fights.
Wow.
So now I was waiting for him. Now, boom. So now he's coming in. Now we're gonna set up. We're gonna set up when we actually get a match and have a fight. So,
wow. How's Charles and Lucas Rosa doing?
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's his brother's a freak. His brother Lucas. He's a savage. He's 12-0.
Wow,
looks good.
He's boxing, right? Boxing or MMA?
Oh, MMA.
Oh, I didn't know he was MMA.
Oh yeah, his brother. His brother's. He called him the Monster. It's like a quiet kid.
Yep.
That when he gets in there, it's like.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
What training you got? You going to the gym tomorrow? Training there?
We're gonna because they're starting Monday first thing Monday to actually. I mean, I do other. I run. I do all this other type of training to get me fit. And then now we're gonna start training. We'll start training 5 days a week. The MMA.
George, how old is your brother Bobby?
My brother Bobby's 64.
So he's my age. Okay. Sure.
Irish twin.
No. Me and my sister were Irish twins. Listen to this. We were only 10 months apart. My mother, 6 weeks after she gave birth to me, was already pregnant with my sister. 6 weeks. Imagine that. You can't get closer than that. We're 10 months apart.
No, me and my brother used to fight. Used to fight, then go out together.
I know.
One time, because back in the 70s, we used to wear remember the big fry boots, right?
Yeah, I remember them.
Right, so I had everything set up, and my brother took my fry boots to wear out. so I remember I chased him down the street driving, right? And as we're driving, some cop pulled somebody over down a side street we didn't even know, and I almost hit him.
Oh, shit.
And then I got pulled over. And I had a ticket that I didn't pay for drinking in for drinking in the park. They arrested me.
Oh shit!
Oh my!
They arrested me. I got arrested for a pair of fry boots.
That's funny. And you know what's funny? These guys watching this, they don't know your brother Bobby. I do. So that's what makes it like when I hear this stuff, because Bobby's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's the funniest guy, but he's crazy. And he's funny. I'm the one that was with him when he went up to Ben Weeder, because I'm friends with Ben Weeder. I still have his cell phone number on my phone. And I was with him when he went up to Ben Weeder. Had no feet, no socks on and shit. I was with Bobby. And Bobby went up to Ben Weeder, started telling him all about like this and bullshitting the hell out of him. It was funny.
He's got the gift. Look, the gift to get.
Yeah, he does, man. Could he?
He could be naked. He could be standing there naked, and they wouldn't even know because he'd be so enthralled in the guy pumping the guy up. The guy wouldn't even notice that he had no. You know.
I think he walked around. Didn't he come out of the hotel room naked? Your brother Bobby?
Yeah, he used to do that all the time. Yeah,
naked, balls hanging out.
I don't know what it is with him. Why he? Yeah, but. God bless my son who was doing all the filming.
Rick Simon, I want to thank you for the $5 tip. Thank you, Rick Simon.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say
he says, not for nothing.
Thank you,
John
Rick.
Romano's big mouth. Troublemaker. Rick, thank you, but we don't want to comment on that right now. But
I love you.
But
when are you guys going to Alabama?
We're going to Alabama 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Oh, my on. You know, I just said that. My dick just shrunk. Because I get I get nervous. I don't like the planes and stuff. Plus, I just had that gallbladder surgery. So I'm all paranoid about it. Like, I'm fine with crapping. But every once in a while, you get the diarrhea to hit you, which is common. Gallbladder surgery, till your body normalizes. And I'm like, oh, my on. I got to be by the bathroom or I'm going to shit my pants.
Windward Attack says, Mr. G, what drives you? He wants to know what drives you.
What drives who? George?
What makes him even care to go to his extreme?
What makes you go to the extreme?
What do you mean by?
He means like instead of you're 66 years old, you don't care. You go to that gym, you bust your ass.
Because you got to set goals in life. I realize that. That I have something that I can still do, and I've always wanted. I was trained 30 years ago. I was training with the heart. Remember the heart bangers?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I used to wear the heart banger gloves, and I would train through the trails. And I had a tree I used to hit. I always wanted to get into the fighting, but never really did it. And then when Lenny, the big Lenny. Came on, I challenged him. I went down, I got into, and then I went to Nick Catone's, and I loved it. I loved the camaraderie, and I really liked it a lot. I mean, I really like the train. I like the training part of it, like the extreme. The harder it is, it's something I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what it is? I don't think these guys watching know. Now, I know you and I know your brother. You guys were like ballroom brawlers anyway. You guys were always tough guys. I mean, you weren't like punks that decided I need to get fighting. Like they don't realize that we
were the smallest.
You and Cole Hanzik and all those guys. You guys were.
We hung out. Half our friends were like the guys that owned the club were good fellows. So
right.
So we had 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. Luckily that we went the out the door, not in the door.
Yeah, but you and your brother, you guys never backed down from fights anyway. So you guys were always, you guys were tough guys already. So now that you take that internal engine of like, I don't give a shit. I'll fight you till I'm dead. You take that. Now you're learning skill, and now that you got that skill, that makes you. Doesn't matter your age. I know you. You'll still get in there and you'll.
Look, I got something. I got something to prove to myself.
Right, to yourself.
Putting myself up to the ultimate challenge.
Yeah.
Anybody who's fought before knows that it's 90% mental.
Oh yeah, man.
The physical part is actually it's the mental part.
Right.
Getting in there and I know when I fight, I black out.
Go to a different place.
I can't explain. You could probably know what
you go to a different place. You have
I don't. It's like could you tell me what just happened?
I think though now.
Did I get hit? I mean, I don't. Like
that's happened with me where I had blood. I got in a fight. We were bouncing at a gay bar, and I got in a fight there. I had to break up a big fight, right? And I had blood all over my shirt, and this is back when AIDS was all over the place. And I'm telling my partner Paul, the other guy who owned the gym with me, and he was a fighter. He was a boxer. He boxed with Alexis Arguello. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucked now. Look, I got blood all over me. He goes, dude, that's your blood. And I go, what do you mean it's my blood? Where am I bleeding from? And I had a big gash over my eye. I didn't even know I was hit. You know what I mean? Because my adrenaline was going. I was taking 2 guys on at one time. So I was like bullying them through the door, trying to throw them out, the club and everything.
Blacked out. You don't want to lose.
Right. And
the fear is of losing.
I was so happy it was
it overwhelms you that you just
yeah. George, I was so happy it was my own blood because I was like, dude, this is like AIDS fest over here. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, oh, no. To go, nobody nowadays people know better about sparring hard to the head anyway.
Yeah,
it's not necessary. A lot of you're just drilling. A lot of the MMA guys are not even sparring at all.
I know that Boss Rutan used to say he doesn't like to even if he was in a street fight, he doesn't use punches unless it's to the liver, to the body. He doesn't like to punch you in the head. He said because you break your hand. Boss Rutan.
That's where the gloves. I just saw Tank. Remember Tank Abbott?
Yeah.
Tank Abbott's on Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Yeah, he's on Joe Rogan.
Tank thinks there was one guy that wore one glove. This big Samoan dude, he wore one glove, and then Tank, they asked Tank, what was your, as he was getting into the UFC, what's your fighting skills? And he says street fighting. And what he was saying is that he's actually, if you're either a fighter or not a fighter, meaning that even though he didn't have this boxing like skills, he's been fighting on the street, so he has that mentality to fight.
What about that guy Kimo? Remember that guy Kimo, Kimo, who fought Hoist Gracie, and he was beating the shit out of Hoist Gracie. And the only thing that saved Hoist Gracie's ass was that Kimo had that ponytail, and Hoist Gracie had him by the ponytail and kept his head down, and that's how he won the fight. But Hoist Gracie had to be taken out of the ring in a stretcher and went to the hospital, even though he won the fight. But that guy Kimo wasn't a jiu-jitsu, he wasn't a boxer, he was a street fighter. He played around with a little bit of stuff, but he was a street fighter, and he almost.
Hoist Gracie is even though jiu-jitsu, he's got the fighter mentality.
Oh yeah,
He's a tough guy. Like in other words, he's got that toughness.
But this guy Kimo had him beat, even though he actually had to take Hoist Gracie to the hospital. If that guy didn't have long hair, if he would have had hair like me, he would have won it because Gracie grabbed his ponytail, was holding on for dear life, and that's how he choked him, put his gi around. But other than that guy Kimo was banging the shit out of him.
These guys fought 3 to 5 times a night.
Well, he grew up in that family. I mean, that's that's.
No, I mean, the first UFC, the guys would fight. There was no time limit.
Because it was a tough man contest. That's why you go to one round, you go around. The last man standing. That's what that was. The last man standing.
I love the training. I love the training part of it.
Anthony sent us $5. He said, "Y'all are good people, solid people. Cheers from Texas. Been following all you for years and years."
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Who are you guys fighting with? I saw your brother or somebody on here saying somebody's a troll or something.
Somebody, Donald Trump or somebody saying bullshit stuff. So I could just put, just stupid people saying stupid shit,
Oh,
hey, look, this is America. It's the whole point. You can like who you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
And I suggest everybody should educate themselves, not on the regular media.
You should be able to
know what's happening. The border is wide open. Open. In the Darien River Gap, they have camps that they set up for all these illegals coming over, and they're putting them in these camps and sending them over. They're building the River Gap is a 60-mile trail in down the Darien River Gap where you can't cross over. Right. And now that 60 miles is treacherous mountain range and stuff, where they're now going to connect it.
Yeah, but
people don't even understand what's going on. I mean, so educate yourself, and look we had gas was was half the price it is now. Food is
But
half
this
the price.
moron just opened up he's using the reserves. You don't understand. You can't. That's like you breaking into your kid's piggy bank. You can't do that. All you had to do is you stop the Keystone Pipeline, open it back up, you momo. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. And Trump said from day one, I'm opening up the Keystone Pipeline. We're going to dig our own oil. We don't need it.
This is the EU. So the EU was like 20 years ago. The EU started, so there was no country. So they brought all these immigrants that have different cultures that they gave money to, that are never gonna be part of the culture, of the French culture, the English culture, and as a result, it doesn't work. But they did the same thing they're trying to do here, but it's not going to work. What's happening is it's unifying the whole country.
They want that one world order thing. You got to watch the video. That's what they want. They don't want there to be. They want there to be one currency. They want everything to be one world order. That's no good, bro. That's never going to go. It's bad.
They're being gaslit. I mean, they gas all those news organizations just telling people everything's black, white, this, that. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
That's all I spoke to the whole time. Black people come up to me the whole time. I swear to God.
Oh, I believe it. Because dude, you know why? Because they got to pay $6 for eggs just like I do. And they're getting sick of that. And they're being told, no, everything's. Joe Biden's like, dude, prices are lower than ever. The economy's great. Yeah, okay. You know, and that's because you don't shop. You know what I'm saying? It's so bullshit.
Destroy our Constitution.
Dude, if you tell a lie long enough, you start believing your own bullshit. You know, they lie right to your face.
You want stuff made up. What they're doing to, regardless of who you like, you can't just make up stuff on somebody and just make up a trial. It's all political. It's right before they have the convention.
Yes,
the nomination.
Joseph's right. Joseph just said that.
You want this country to be free. You want to walk with a Biden hat? Go ahead. I'm not going to hate you. I mean, that's what makes this country so great. You can do all that stuff here.
No, but the thing is that they don't want you walking around with Trump hat. They're still talking about if Trump ever gets in, he's going to start concentration camps. He's Hitler. Dude, what are you talking about? When he was in before, none of this stuff happened. He's never going to leave office. He left office for Joe Biden to come in. You know, what are you talking about? And if he really is a Nazi, then he's the first Jew-loving Nazi ever to live because his grandchildren wear yarmulkes, right? His daughter is an Orthodox Jew. So he's the first Jew-loving Nazi. Get the fuck out of here with all
with no war. Look, first of all, no wars. Anybody who fights learns to fight, not to fight on the street. No fighters want to fight unless it's for competition.
You know what it is, George?
No warrior wants to go to war. Anybody like Fighting John, one of the vets I work with that went to Afghanistan, the last thing he wants to do is go to war. He's seen the hell. So people push for war. One's never go to war. You got to
make money for war. But listen, you know what it is? It's peace through strength through peace. Listen to me. My mother and father didn't have to spank us. They didn't have to. We just knew when my mother said something, you knew that was law. If she told you, okay, you know what, now you're going to go to bed early. And if you complain, now you go to bed early again tomorrow. Want to say something again, because then you're going to go to bed early the next day too. Keep going. You'll go to bed for a week straight. And they meant it. They never went against it. So Donald Trump doesn't have to have war. You know what he does? He spanks them in a different way. He tells
you have to have this. Brain with a fist.
Tomorrow, I'll tax everything you send here. I'll make it so that you can't make a penny. You take your oil and eat it. We don't want your oil. And that's what happens. That's why they shit their pants when you talk about it. But the rest of the world wants Donald Trump in office. The rest of the world, because the whole world since Joe Biden took over is upside down.
World War III is about to happen if it doesn't change. They're trying to start it right now over in the Ukraine.
Yeah. But they're doing the same thing here. Dude, anybody that thinks Zelensky, are you out of your mind, you people that think he's good? Are you crazy? He shut down churches. He arrested priests and shut down churches. That's not...
The Orthodox churches, the Russian Orthodox Church.
He shut down any religion, and he made it so that there's no more elections there until the war's over.
Ukraine has been part of Russia, part of Poland. It's like... it's been the whole country's been part of certain other countries, so you can't ever.
People don't realize that, George. You know what people don't realize? That it was like 1996, I think it was, is when they switched, when Ukraine became independent. But the older people that are my age, that are Ukrainian, grew up Russian. I'm Russian. I don't know what the hell is Ukraine. That's like if New York split off of the United States and now New York is its own country. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, wait a minute, I'm America. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I pick. Look, where I live, I speak to Ukrainians, Russians, from all, and both want peace.
Of course.
They all speak the same language. It's only the weakness is the weak leaders. There's weak people that are people who've never been punched in the face, never been to war.
Zelensky's jailed his opposition, doing the same. They're trying to do the same thing with Trump. They'll kill Trump if he goes to jail. They'll have an assassin, kill him in jail. Okay, and they're going to blame. They'll quickly kill the assassin so he can never do exactly what Lee Harvey Oswald, when he shot Kennedy. They made sure the assassin was killed, and you'll never know the real story behind it because you'll never know.
Look,
it's Jeffrey Epstein.
Look right here.
Braveheart. There it is.
Braveheart.
Right here, baby.
They can never take our freedom.
They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom. My youngest brother sent me this.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean that's what he represents. You know, I mean, it's the whole country is like that. We want to be left alone. We want to be able to raise our families. You know, and raise our kids the way we want.
Wait, listen to me. What the guy just said, the Secret Service will protect Trump in jail. You're right, but you don't understand. All it takes is 1 second for them to turn their back, Trump to go into the bathroom, somebody go in there, then the Secret Service kills the guy, kills the assassin.
Greg.
Jeffrey
He's not going. He's not going anywhere.
That's the mistake they make. You know, they're putting him in jail.
He's not going, Greg. I'm not, Greg.
I don't think he's
going. Don't get me. I'm not going. I'm not going. Not going.
Well, he said whatever they want to do, whatever happens, happens.
People, look, when I was in the service, my sergeant told me to do something that was wrong. I didn't do it. I have a conscience. You follow? And I had friends who were in law enforcement. Their higher ups told them to do stuff, and they thought it was not right. They wouldn't do it. Does it make sense? So the point is that who's gonna go get him?
Now,
There's no Patriots. What?
But he did say the other day, if they put me in jail, they put me in jail. If whatever they're going to do, they're going to do. But the thing is, that would be. I think that they're realizing now. That's why all of a sudden they're saying, "Wait a minute, let's recall that Georgia thing." You know what I mean? The Georgia trial with their election interference thing with Fannie Willis over there, Fannie Willis, whatever. But because I think they realize the more they keep kicking him in the ass.
The reason why I'm going to tell you, and the reason why both these people are black is because they want to show a black person doing it, so it creates more division with the what. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, Hunter will get a slap on the wrist. Hunter,
right. Well, that's why they're showing a black. They put them in their positions for they're useful idiots.
They're not
dummies. You know.
They have so much dirt on Hunter Biden. It's really an open and shut case. But they're never going to find him guilty. Never. Because the jury is sympathetic with him, number one. Number two, Joe Biden came out today and said, well, if they find Hunter guilty, I'm not going to pardon him. Yeah, okay. That's because they're not going to find him guilty. You made sure of that. Joe Biden.
Well, they got his son. His son is they have his son on. We need leaders that are like savages. So I'm gonna run for office after I'm done with this fight.
You should.
I'm a
the mayor of Boca.
Maybe I get some teeth before
don't listen to Dave. You have teeth.
Yeah.
Well, I got elbowed out. Believe it or not, jiu-jitsu. When I was doing jiu-jitsu, some guy leaned on me with the elbow, and because one was already cracked, like a picket fence. Once you already cracked one, right? And this two came out and he goes, they go, you're bleeding. I go, what do you mean I'm bleeding? Where? And I'm like, oh. And it was my, because when you bleed on the mat, you got to get off because you don't want to have it. You don't want to have staph infection get through
Exactly.
everybody.
Yeah. Jimmy the Bull just lost a tooth too. Jimmy the Bull lost a tooth last week.
Jimmy's always losing them teeth.
He's always losing a tooth. But guys, it's been over an hour. We're gonna wrap up. I appreciate Mr. G, my boy Gregg. Love you guys. Anything you got coming up you want to promote, Mr. G?
No, just follow our channel.
Follow chat, right?
Captain Protein's MMA Kitchen. I'm documenting I'm showing you everything, the good, the bad, and ugly, what it takes to train for an actual fight.
Yeah.
Everything leading up to it. So I suggest anybody that wants to try something to get fit and something different to go to a fighting gym, an MMA gym or boxing gym, and go there. It's a great workout.
Yep.
And you can learn how to handle yourself. Right.
Yes.
Wait a minute. One quick question. Rick Simon was asking if Mike Tyson chickened out. Now I know you and George know a little bit about that boxing. What's going on in the boxing world. I don't think he chickened out.
No, he didn't chicken out. No, he didn't.
I think he's got problems. He
got some medical problems.
He does a lot of drugs. I mean, he does a lot of psilocybin and all that stuff. So I think he's got more issues than you know. Because that's why he can't even get himself mad. When he does that thing with Jake Paul's like this, and he's over there laughing, and that's not Mike Tyson, bro.
No, he's got a lot of underlying issues.
Even
he must have had an edible before he did it.
Jakey, all that. That's not Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's the guy that used to stare, not say a word, like you knew. It was like looking at a pit bull. You ever go in one of your friend's house? Bob Bonham had a fucking dog. That thing her name was Molly. It was like I don't know what the hell, pit bull mastiff or whatever. And you sit there and that thing would just stare at you. And you were like, I don't like the way that dog's looking at me. And you just knew. And it would come after you like that. I mean, I wanted to hit it with a dumbbell many times.
Yep.
He was a savage at 17 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see that killer instinct in him right now. Just because
he's mellowed down. He's mellowed down from
when they talk, he's too drugged up, bro. He's a lot of
All right, Jeremy, thank you. John Mancini Fitness.
Thank you, guys.
Attack, Rick Simon, Mr. G, Gregg, love you guys.
Thank
Be
you,
good,
guys.
train hard. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right, I love you, man. Joe, I love you. Thank you, man.
You got it, brother.